The early intervention had a profound impact on whether or not future surgeries would be as successful for these young people. And I know Marcy Bowers, who's a very well known surgeon who's done thousands and thousands of vaginoplasties, has talked about this. But you clarified something in your work that well, I didn't know.
I didn't
I
know.
remember when we reported on the puberty blockers and the follow up with cross sex hormones and surgery, we knew that one of the male to female participants died of what was described as necrotizing fasciitis, which is an infection. But actually, what you clarified is it's most likely because that child had been blocked in puberty and he didn't have enough penile tissue, that when it came time to do the vaginoplasty, they had to use tissue from the colon, and that's a much riskier procedure. And actually, that's likely why this person died. This feels incredibly crucial to me because it means it's not the same complication rate as an adult transitioning. It's actually worse because the puberty was blocked. So,
Yeah.
can you just flush that out for anybody who needs to hear it?
Yes, yes. So one of the, and again, if you look back in the history, that one of the puzzling things is that even though sort of activists around in the early 2000s were already raising this issue, this problem, is that it seems, for a female, it seems it is more uncomplicated, right? Puberty suppression makes subsequent transition with cross-sex hormones much easier,
Yeah.
cosmetic, absolutely. But for males, there's a major disadvantage, and that is you don't have enough penis. Your penis doesn't grow with the penis of a small boy, and therefore you don't have enough to create the vaginoplasty. So actually, even if you're thinking of becoming a transsexual, there's an upside is you're going to look less masculine. Your face might be better, have less hair, and all the rest. But the genital surgery will actually be much worse. So instead of using the penile tissue, as you said, they will have to use some of your colon. Now, of course, that means opening up your intestines, and that's actually much riskier because then you have a different site. And of course, intestines are also, messy.
Is that what they did with Jazz Jennings?
Yes, exactly. That's what happens with Jazz Jennings. Yeah. Yep. So most early puberty males who are subject to early puberty suppression do have to have the vaginoplasty. This much riskier surgery, vaginoplasty surgery, but also it's less, there's some, it's sort of less likely to provide pleasure to you and so on and so forth. So it's actually bad in other ways as well. So what the Dutch, De Vries et al., what they report in this landmark article, they say, unfortunately, out of the 70, one of the kids died through this necrotizing fasciitis. What they don't say is that, well, the reason why they died of necrotizing fasciitis is because they were puberty blocked, and therefore there was some, I think, E. coli possibly in the intestine that when it was transplanted, and that's why they actually died in hospital. So it wasn't just like a random hospital infection. It was actually due, indirectly to the consequences of puberty suppression. Which, and when I was reading over again, just in preparation for our talk, I realized the medical article on the surgery came out in 2017. Whereas, of course, the article comes from 2014, so it's 3 years. So the kid must have been killed in 2014 or 2013, or before that. But the article that came out in the surgery journal only comes out in 2017. So it was an interesting sort of time lag. So they took a while to publish that. So whether that's maybe had more research to do and it just got on the bottom of the pile. But I think, and that was not. That's not sort of part of the gender medicine. That's the sort of surgery journals for people who are just doing, urologists and so on who are doing these kind of genital surgeries.